Namaste, dear students. Today we will start the fifth chapter of your expression book called Thank You, Ma'am. In this chapter, we will come across two characters, Roger, who is a small boy, and a woman called Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones. These two characters meet each other when Roger attempts to steal her purse as she walks home late at night. She was a large woman with a large purse. The purse had a long strap and she carried it slung across her shoulder. It was about 11 o'clock at night and she was walking alone when a boy ran up behind her and tried to snatch her purse. The strap broke with a single tug. The boy gave it from behind. But the boy's weight and the weight of the purse caused him to lose his balance. So, instead of taking a full blast, the boy fell on his back. The large woman simply turned around and picked the boy up by his shirt front and shook him until his teeth rattled. So, it was around 11 o'clock at night when a large woman was walking across the street and she was also carrying a purse. A small boy ran up behind her and tried to snatch her purse. But the purse was heavy, so the boy lost his balance. So instead of running away with the bag, he just fell on his back. So the large woman turned around and picked up the boy by his shirt and shook him until his teeth rattled. She said, "Pick up my purse, boy, and give it to me." She still held him, but she bent down enough to permit him to stoop and pick up her purse. Then she said, "Now, aren't you ashamed of yourself?" Firmly gripped by his shirt front, the boy said, "Yes, madam." The woman asked, "Why were you trying to steal the bag?" The boy said, "I didn't want to." She said, "You are lying." By that time, 2 or 3 people passed, stopped, turned to look, and some stood watching. "If I turn you loose, will you run?" asked the woman. "Yes, madam," said the boy. "Then I won't turn you loose," said the woman. "I'm very sorry, lady, I'm very sorry," whispered the boy. She then turned around and asked him to pick up the purse from the ground, and also asked him that wasn't he ashamed of himself to steal a purse? The boy replied with, "Yes, madam." The woman asked why he was trying to steal the bag, and the boy replied that he didn't want to. But the woman didn't believe him. She just kept on denying his reasons. She asked him that if she turned him loose, would he run away? When the reply came with a "Yes, madam," she decided not to turn him loose or not to free him anyway. The boy pleaded for her forgiveness, but she didn't listen. And your face is dirty. I got a great mind to wash your face. Is there no one at home to tell you to wash your face?" "No, madam," said the boy. "Then it will get washed this evening," she said, dragging the frightened boy behind her. She told the boy that his face looked dirty and asked him was there no one in his home to tell him to wash his face or to wear clean clothes. The boy replied with no. After that, she said that it will be washed this evening. Saying that, she dragged the frightened boy behind her. He looked as if he was 14 or 15, a frail and willow wild. The woman said, "You ought to be my son. I would teach you right from wrong. Are you hungry?" "No, madam," said the boy. "I just want you to turn me loose." "Was I bothering you when I turned that corner?" asked the woman. "No, madam." "When I get through with you, sir, you are going to remember Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones." Sweat popped out on the boy's face and began and he began to struggle. Mrs. Jones stopped, jerked him around in front of her, put a half Nelson about his neck, and continued to drag him. When she got to her door, she dragged the boy inside, down a hall, and into a large room at the rear of the house. She switched on the light and the left door opened. Many roomers lived in the big house. The boy could hear people laughing and talking. She said, "What is your name?" "Roger," answered the boy. Now the boy was 14 or 15 years old, very weak and thin in appearance. She then asked him whether he was hungry. The boy just requested the lady to turn him loose, to leave him. The boy struggled to run away, but she kept on dragging him again and again, and then she got her door. She dragged the boy inside and switched on the lights and left the door open. Now, she also mentioned that her name was Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones, and she asked what his name was, and he replied, "Roger." "Roger, go to that sink and wash your face," said the woman, "and turn him loose at last. Let the water run until it gets warm," she said. "Here's a clean towel." "You gonna take me to jail?" asked the boy. "Not with that face. I would not take you nowhere," said the woman. "I believe you're hungry or been hungry. Try to snatch my purse. I wanted a pair of blue suede shoes." Mrs. Luella Jones felt pity on this little boy. She offered him warm water to clean his face and also offered him food to eat, and asked him that maybe he was hungry or he have been hungry to snatch her purse. But then the boy revealed that he just wanted a pair of blue suede shoes, and that is why he tried to snatch her purse. He wanted money to buy a pair of blue shoes. "Well, you didn't have to snatch my purse to get some suede shoes," said she. "You could have asked me." "Madam?" The boy looked at her. There was a long pause, a very long pause. The door was open. He could make a dash for it down the hall. He could run. The woman sat down on her bed and said, "I was young once and I wanted things I could not get." There was another long pause. The boy's mouth opened. After Mrs. Luella Jones heard the truth from this little boy Roger, she just simply said to him that why he had to snatch her purse to get suede shoes. He could have asked her directly. The boy was in shock now. There was a long pause. He looked at her with his mouth opened. Roger could have run away from that house as the door was wide open, but he did not. The woman said, "I have done things too, which I would not tell you, son, neither tell God, if he didn't already know." Mrs. Luella sat down on her bed and told him that she was young once, and she too wanted things she could not get. After hearing this, Roger was very shocked. His mouth opened wide. After that, she also told that she had done things too, which she would not reveal it to anyone, not even him, not even God. Maybe she was trying to make Roger understand that life gives us choices. Life gives us two paths to choose from. One might be easy and full of sadness, but the other might be tough and full of happiness. Now, it is entirely and absolutely up to us which path we choose from. Obviously, she was trying to say that we must choose the path which leads us to honesty, respect, and to be good in our life. So you sit down while I fix something to eat. She heated some lima beans and ham, made the cocoa, and set the table. As they ate, she told him about her job in a hotel beauty shop that stayed open till late. Eat some more, son, she said. When they were finished eating, she got up and said, now, here, take this $10 and buy yourself some blue suede shoes, and next time do not make the mistake of latching onto my purse or nobody else's. I got to get my rest now. She then heated up some lima beans and ham made of cocoa and offered him to eat. She also offered him $10 and told him to buy the blue suede shoes he desired, and also told him not to steal from her again or from anybody else. I got to get my rest now. She led him to the front door and said, good night. Behave yourself, boy. The boy wanted to say something else other than thank you, madam, to Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones, but he couldn't barely say thank you before she shut the door and he never saw her again. After the food, she led him to the front door and bid him bye. Roger wanted to say something else other than thank you, madam, to Mrs. Luella because of her kindness and generosity to this poor little boy, but he remained speechless and could barely say thank you before she shut the door at him.